We kind of have a rule that if it's a subscription service, that's anywhere from, $10 to $30 a month, which pretty much covers most subscription services, buy it. You got to empower your people. You do not have to fill out some form and wait for your manager's approval and go buy it. Just like all of us, though, let's keep track, and we're going to keep track of our subscriptions, right? So all of a sudden, we don't look on our bank account and we've got all these subscriptions we're not using, right? So we ask everyone to take care of that. And of course, we have a process where a controller is always looking at that as well. But one, got to empower to go, spend the funds to try out those new tools and not hold that up. And then two, time. It's not just an investment of money, it's investment in time. If your team members don't feel like they have the time to go on and watch a YouTube video to learn how to use that tool, right? Or they don't feel like they have the time to do research on how there might be a better way to do something, well, then you're never going to get the benefit of any of those things. You can't expect someone to do that all on their own, free time. Go home and learn a new tool and train yourself, and then come in and we get to take advantage of it because you did that in your free time. No, you got to give your team members time to do that.
I like how maybe a year ago when I would ask a question related to AI, the first conversation would be more about, a lot of people are talking about how people are going to lose their jobs and it's going to replace a whole bunch of people. And then having this conversation with you, we're like, no, we empower all employees to take it up and enhance themselves to use the AI. Are there any words of wisdom?
The computer. That was a pretty big one. Marketing's been around a lot longer than the computer. And I'm sure there was plenty of people that said, "Oh, I'm out of a job. They don't need me anymore. I'm sketching everything. I'm cutting everything out. I'm placing it on ads. These ads are being photographed to be put into a newspaper. And now I'm done. They don't need a graphic designer anymore." Yeah, we do. You're just going to use this tool now. And so same thing, I watched a talk about AI specifically in regards to image generation. And they said, who's going to be the best at image generation? Photographers, because they know all the key terms. I'm going to jump in as a non-photographer and I'm going to jump in and say, give me a photo of a family getting out of a golf cart, out front of their house. The photographer is going to go, give me a picture of a family dressed like this, looks like this, using this camera, using this lens. You can get that specific from this angle at this time of the day with this type of lighting at this aperture, right? They're going to put all those specifics in there. So while some of us might think, oh man, we can just create images with AI, photographers are out of a job. Well, what about the other way around is, photographers now have a whole nother tool, right? And so that's the way we're looking at it here. We can't ignore it. We can't just, put blinders on and ignore it. We got to leverage it and hopefully leverage it better than anybody else.
Yeah. To your point, funnily enough, today we had another example at Stan Ventures, something similar to that, where we kind of gave a content writer a prompt to create a social media post. Mm-hmm. And we gave just a regular, let's say, SEO person who didn't really know much about content to create the same SEO post. One person just gave, hey, create a social media post for this topic. And it came a very basic output. And the content writer gave a full story before even asking the question, hey, this is what I need you to do. Like are. So I think the term that we use is garbage in, garbage out. I'm pretty sure you guys kind of follow the same.
That's it. Yeah. And that's going to continue to compound, right? Like that's at the very basic of AI. But, as we continue to utilize it more and all that it offers, the more you know, right? The more knowledge you have, and knowledge not just on how to use AI, but knowledge in what you're asking AI to do, right? The better the output's going to be.
One thing I want to pick your brain on is that, are there, let's say, tools that you are developing for yourself that kind of use AI as well, like to kind of help you with your own work?
You know what? I think right now we're focused on creating custom GPT. That's the big initiative here. As you can imagine, we have so many clients with so many voices and tones. Their brands have voices and tones and so many strategies and history and background. And so to be able to put the time in to create a custom GPT that knows everything about that client, that can read through the catalogs, can read through all their PDFs, can read through all the RFPs that they've ever submitted to win an account. Really just loading it up with a really strong knowledge base to where they know everything about this company and more than we do. And then make sure they know all that about their top 3 competitors and about their industry and about what's trending in their industry and their voice and tone and their marketing strategy, and to put it all in there and then start leveraging that GPT. That's really where our team is right now. They're putting a lot of time. Any extra time that they have is like, hey, instead of every time having to tell them, about our client Palm and Ivy, right? A new restaurant in Hope Sound. Let's create a custom GPT that we can go into, which already knows and is keeping up on everything happening with Palm and Ivy.